He has the most passing attempts in a season in NFL history. He has the most fourth quarter comebacks in a season in NFL history. He has the most game-winning drives in a season in NFL history. But you think Matt Stafford, it's like, oh, this guy's getting clobbered again in Detroit. Now he's a Ram. Totally different football environment, and Matt Stafford is joining us live. It really is, Matt. First of all, thanks for coming on the show, and congratulations. LA is a good place to live, and we're happy to have you here. So let's start with that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me. We're excited to be out here, and thanks for having me on.
You bet. So it is different, Matt. You go to Detroit, and we're a little bit of the savior. It had a losing football culture. My wife's from there. I know Detroit well. I visit Michigan. And those people are great people, and they work hard, and they've had to overcome a lot. Then you go to Los Angeles. It's the city of stars, and it's optimism, and the economy's flourishing. And it is different for you. You're not looked at as a savior for the franchise. But there is pressure, Matt. There's a lot of good players here, a lot. Good receivers. Cam Akers is a star. Do you sense now, all right, Matt, you got to get some playoff pelts here. This is a different ball game culturally than Detroit.
Yeah, it's definitely a new opportunity for me. I'm excited about it. That pressure is a positive thing in my mind. It's something that I'm looking forward to. Like you said, we do have a bunch of great players. There's a bunch of team success in the past 4 or 5 years here that I'm excited to be a part of. I'm going to do everything I can to bring the best version of myself to this team and make sure I blend in and help lead the way and get these get these playoff games going, get these playoff wins going. That's obviously the goal. Every time you play this game.
It's interesting. We just saw Juju Smith-Schuster take less money. Aaron Jones, very good back for the Packers, took less money. Free agency is a lot of different things. Some guys want wins. Some guys want lettuce. Some guys want culture. Some guys don't want to leave because they love their position coach. When you looked around, there's a lot of guys. I talked to 3 different general managers, and they were all interested in you, including Les Snead. What mattered to you?
Obviously I wasn't in control of that situation. I was a person that was getting traded. I wasn't on the free agent market, but Detroit was awesome in our talks, and we talked about trying to get me to a place that was ready to win.
That's right.
A little bit closer to that than we currently stood at the Lions. So I'm obviously thrilled to be here. The Rams have won a bunch of football games in the last 4 years, and I'm excited to join that group of guys, that coaching staff, that front office, everybody. And try and bring a bunch more in the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Now
you, Sean McVay's system. They've got a lot of good skill people, but it's complex, and they ask you to learn a lot fast. It'll probably feel like your high school to your college years with Mark Richt, and you're going to play fast when you were kind of thrown in from high school to college. And same thing, you're going to ask to be thrown in and play immediately. Do you remember that high school to college transition? And what's that like for you emotionally and mentally when new playbook, get ready, you're starting soon?
Yeah, I do remember those times. Obviously that's a huge jump. A whole different animal, high school to college. But now I've been doing this a little bit of time now in the NFL. But it is a new challenge, a new offense. It's going to be a new language for me. I've got new teammates, and to do that, in the COVID era where we're going to have a limited, if not zero, off season again, live and in person. So I'll have my work cut out for me. I'm excited about that challenge, and know that. When it comes Sundays in the fall, I'll be ready to go.
You had a lot of come from behind wins. You were often asked, listen, we trail late, save the team. There's a really good possibility you won't trail a lot in the fourth quarter. And they're going to say, Matt, despite that great arm and talent, hand it off a lot. So, seriously, Matt, you're not, it's going to be a different environment. And you've got one of the best arms in football. They may ask you in the fourth quarter to be safe. Well, how does that land for you?
If they let me, be aggressive in the first 3 quarters, I'm cool with it. Hopefully I'm throwing some touchdowns to help us get that lead late in the game. It's not given to us. We got to go out there. We got to earn it every single time. And to be honest with you, I could care less about how the wins come as long as they come. Whether that's defense playing great, us running the ball, me throwing it. Whatever it takes to be in those games and have the opportunities to win them, I'm all for it.
There were times that you didn't have a great O-line, great protection. You got banged around a lot. And Rams, that's not generally a problem. What is interesting in Sean McVay's offense, Matt, they like to roll the pocket a lot. And you are seen as, you're athletic, obviously. And I went back and looked at some of your college stuff, and you moved around a lot. Detroit, it felt more pocket. McVay likes to move the pocket all over the place. And you're going to be asked to, be nimble. Do you look forward to that? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that, Colin. I'm not afraid to move around a little bit. I think it does take a bunch of stress off the guys up front if you can move the pocket, just a few times a game to let not let the defense know exactly where I'm going to be sitting the entire time. So I'm excited to do anything and everything asked of me. If that's moving around, throwing it on the run, I feel like I can do that and be successful. Obviously love sitting back in the pocket and doing my thing too. But whatever we need to do to win, I'm ready to do it.
Well, you won't get sacked by Aaron Donald anymore. He's a handful. How well do you know? Tell me what your process has been. You want to figure this offense out in your personnel. Do you go to the film room and just say, I want to watch your games. I want to watch your people. I want to watch your players. What's it like for you now?
Yeah, that's a part of it. Just trying to get my hands on as much information as I possibly can, as quickly as I can. Obviously, I'm reaching out to some of the guys on the team. Just trying to get a feel for how things go and, how I can, assimilate myself into this team and make sure that, when we get together live and in the locker room and all that kind of stuff, I'm ready to go and lead these guys in the right way.
So somebody told me you had a house here in California, and I mean, the Lions deserve credit because they did. You weren't a free agent, but they had asked you, listen, we're going to give you some teams. You've been very good for us. You're our all-time best quarterback. We'd like to help you out here. So Detroit deserves some credit. They made it. This was one of the places you wanted to play. And I mean, what is it about LA you like?
First and foremost, you're exactly right. Detroit was incredible to me and my family really throughout our 12 years there. And to be honest, through this whole trade process as well. So I got to give them a bunch of credit and a big thanks. The thing that really appealed to me the most about the Rams is just the ability to win games. The last 4 years, they've won a ton of football games. Obviously, Sean is a big draw for me as well. I think he's an outstanding play caller and a great head coach. And just the culture that he's built there, from the top down, that's the number one thing I hear from people outside of the Rams is just how cool their culture is and how fun it's going to be a part of. So I'm excited about the opportunity to dive right in and hopefully win a bunch of games.
Does it matter at all, Matt, that you have been in the NFC? You know a lot of the defensive coordinators. Does that matter at all? I mean, if you had gone to the AFC, would it have felt a little different, like a little bit more of a learning experience?
Yeah, probably. But there is so much change in the NFL year to year. I mean, defensive coordinators are taking, head coaching jobs and vice versa. I mean, it's there's so much change. You never know what you're going to get year in and year out, whether it's in the division or in the conference. So it was going to be a learning curve no matter what. This definitely will be. But I'm excited about it and just happy to be an LA Ram.
Now, by the way, this is well told. You and Clayton Kershaw were childhood friends in Dallas. So if I'm not mistaken, you have a great arm. So you had to have played baseball, right? You had to have played baseball.
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And he played football.
Yeah, he was my center freshman year of high school.
Your center?
Yeah.
He's a tall center.
We've changed since freshman year. We'll just say that.
Now, you were obviously a very good baseball pitcher. Like, be honest, you threw a no-hitter. I mean, how good were you as a baseball pitcher?
I was actually I played like shortstop and catcher.
Wow.
I pitched a little bit, but I was more out in the field. I used to catch Clayton a bunch when he was throwing early on in our youth, and then I played a bunch of shortstop through high school. So
to be honest, when Clayton Kershaw, Matt Stafford was a catcher. When you were catching his stuff, and he was 16 years old, was it unbelievable? Like, did you know? Oh my God, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been catching him for a long time, and he had always had the 12-6 curveball that just froze all lefties and crushed the righties too. So and really the thing that I see now that has been there since he was a kid was his competitiveness on the mound. I mean, there's very few guys I feel like when I watch baseball when they're pitching that are out there just competing almost like a football player, and he brings that attitude to the mound, each and every time, and it's fun to watch.
Was he a very good blocking center? Be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really remember too much about freshman football, to be honest with you, but he got kicked out of a game once for sticking up for me once. Yeah, a guy hit me late, and then he retaliated. So I appreciate the love. He always had my back.
Clayton Kershaw kicked out of a freshman football game. He's my kind of guy, my kind of player. Hey, Matt, good luck to you and your fam out here in L.A. and the Rams. It's a great organization. A lot of really good people inside those rooms, and I appreciate you stopping by our show.
Appreciate it, Colin. Thanks for having me on.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.